Everyone makes avoidable mistakes from time to time. So why don't you take a minute to think of a mistake you've made, maybe by not reading everything or listening properly or something like that. Maybe not reading a question properly. Maybe you didn't include the units at the end of a question. Maybe you only ticked one box when the question said 2. Okay, have a look at the following examples and see if you can spot what's wrong. Okay, so here's a fairly typical exam question. Have a read through and see if you can work out why the student only got 1 mark out of the 3 available. The question mentions carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas, so please don't put that as the answer when it asks for another one. The question mentions global warming, so guess what? No marks for mentioning global warming. Okay, here's a question about UV index, very topical in the summer. Have a look at this and see if you can work out what's wrong here. Again, the student didn't do very well. Yeah, why is UV radiation harmful to humans? Anything to do with skin damage would have gone down very well here. The students put skin cancer. If he'd said causes skin cancer, it would have been even better, but got a mark there. This is a fairly typical sort of problem. They give you lots of data in the form of a bar chart here about the UV index at various times of the year, and they ask you to use the data to compare 2 different things. The student here has given us 2 perfectly good things. The sun, yes, the sun's hotter in summer, and the days are longer, but that unfortunately doesn't use the data in the question, so no marks here, sorry. And here's some more great ways to literally throw marks away. When you're describing things, be very careful about using the word it. It can be very confusing. For example, it's very easy to write, as the temperature increases, it increases. Great, but what increases? If there's any doubt, you won't get the mark, I'm afraid. Okay, remember energy cannot be created or destroyed, so we just need to be a little bit careful with the language sometimes. So instead of saying mitochondria create energy, try to say mitochondria release energy instead. Again, a chemical reaction doesn't create energy, it releases energy. And a wind turbine doesn't create energy, it generates energy. Another classic is pollution. Some pictures here. People say it gives out pollution. Well, we've talked about not saying it, but be specific about pollution. For example, carbon dioxide will cause global warming, sulfur dioxide will cause acid rain. And just to finish, a couple of good ways to lose marks on electricity questions. Often people say electricity flows through the wires. Should actually say electric current flows through the wires. And again, too much electricity makes the fuse blow. Yeah, not quite right. If the current is too high, the fuse will melt, is the correct answer.